there, this is Margie here. I am just going to do a short session for you this morning. So I thought I'd focus on a practice to help with healing, or to encourage you if you've had an injury or if you're healing from an injury, to make sure that you keep moving, but only do what you feel is right for you, and make sure that you are checking out with your healthcare provider before you do any of these exercises. So we'll begin in the seated position, and we're going to start moving our joints and muscles today. And of course, if you're under the guidance, of course, of a healthcare provider, then please be sure not to do anything that you've been advised against doing so. All right, so we'll begin. Let's begin to just settle in, checking in with your posture and making sure that you feel strong in your sitting bones. Allow your shoulders to drop down away from your ears, and begin to just maybe take a few moments now to just settle in, taking some breaths in and out. Just kind of arriving and settling, relaxing before you start to move into your practice. Always honor wherever you are today. And so we'll just begin with this short session. So we'll begin moving the arms, the fingers, the hands, the wrist, and allow yourself to just move gently and with a smooth, natural movement. Always bringing the breath into your practice to help guide you. So we're just kind of moving slowly side to side and moving your arms from side to side. So taking your time and just kind of moving up and down in your body. Let your shoulders start to lubricate, your wrists start to move. Take in the breath, and then begin to interlace your fingers and stretch your fingers away from your body. Just kind of feeling that stretching and expanding through the shoulders. And then open your hands and maybe reach behind for your chair so that you're stretching through the upper chest. And adjust this as you feel you need to, because many times we experience tightness in the shoulders, especially the front of our shoulders. So begin to just stretch behind, and then raise your arms in front. Exhale, release behind. And come to the front. And of course, paying attention to your range of motion in your shoulders. And let's shake that out, just kind of moving the wrist. And let's begin to now take your wrist and stretch the front carpal tunnel issues that many people experience. And then bring your fingers up towards the ceiling, just stretching the fingers with the opposite hand. And let's take the other hand and stretch it down. And then begin to stretch it up towards the ceiling. Now let's take your arms and roll your fingers way towards the back and then towards the front. Just kind of movement and stretching here. And give your arms a little break here. And let's take the shoulders now and roll them up, back and down. Kind of letting them slide down the back. Just a couple more like that. And let's place the hands now on the lap. And we'll begin to start to move into the neck and the upper back area. So drop your chin towards your chest. And inhale, you lift the chin towards the ceiling without too much compression in the back of your neck. And exhale, bring it down. Inhale, you lift up and open. Exhale, release down. And one more time. And take this as slowly as you need to. There's no rush for you to hurry anything, just noticing what's happening when you're moving these joints. And then let's begin to roll your head towards the right, back to the center, and over to the left. Center, right, center, left, and come on back. And let's start to move into a cat-cow position. So place your hands on your thighs and then gently glide your hands so that you're kind of connecting toward your hips. Let the elbows tuck backwards, kind of like your wings are coming together, they're flapping. So allow them to kind of come towards one another. Draw the belly button in, and you immediately feel that opening in the front of your chest. And as you inhale, lift up, and as you exhale, glide your hands towards your knees, rounding through the spine. Inhale, glide up, opening through the chest. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up. Getting into the spine, the vertebrae, lubricating every vertebrae as you start to move. And come to release your hands and stretch your shoulders, the top of your shoulders, maybe hold on to your knees and kind of lengthen out the arms, feel that stretch in the shoulder blades. And come on up and just roll your shoulders up, back and down. Coming now to rest your feet flat on the mat. Gently take one knee up and then drop it back down. So again, lifting so that your low back is starting to release. And then again, now this time we'll hold it up and we'll add the ankle movement. So one direction and the other, just doing the best that you can today. Every day will be different. And let that go and take your other knee up, rotate one ankle, or in one direction rather, and then in the opposite direction. Oh, a few cracks, that's okay. And then release them down, and then open your feet nice and wide. Windshield wipe from side to side, stretching the front of your hip, getting into those tight areas where we tend to get these contractions, especially if we're sitting a lot. And then release. Come on back to the center now. And we'll start to move the hips. So just going to kind of lift up on the butt cheek, the buttocks cheek. So lift the right buttocks off the chair and release it down. And then left side lifts up and release down. And the other side. Let's do 2 more sets like that. Release and lift and release and lift and release. One more on the other side. Lift and release. Good. Now open the feet nice and wide. And again, bringing your hips back to a neutral position. Begin to sway from side to side. Even those movements can really do a lot for your hip socket, your hip joint. Assuming, of course, that you have the permission to do so. And now let's begin to turn to the side of your chair. So your left foot is in front and your right leg is behind. So just gently place your hand on the outside hip and the other hand reaches in the back of the chair. And let's take your fingers now and roll the shoulders back towards the back in clockwise direction. So fingertips reaching the outside shoulder. Good. And you still feel that release on the front of the hip. And bring that back down. Let's come on over now to the other side. The right foot is in front. The left foot bend. The knee is bent. And you just let that knee kind of fall towards the floor, your mat. And then bring your fingertips on the outside shoulder. Roll your shoulder back towards in the clockwise direction. And in counterclockwise. Good. And release that. Come on back to the center and give your legs a little shake out. And let's begin to come to a standing position now, taking your time. If you're using your chair for balance, go ahead and come to the back of your chair. And we'll begin by lifting the toes up. So lift the belly button. So allow, excuse me, I just gotta check so that you can see the full frame. Okay. So allow yourself to stand in hip distance apart. Keep your knees soft. And then slowly rise the heels up. And then bring them back down. And lift. Strengthening the ankles and down, and lift, and down, and one more time. Lift, maybe hold here if you can, or pedal one and then the other. Just take your time and do whatever you can do today. Good. Now let's take your foot and shake that out. Give it a little bit of motion. And let's stretch back now for a downward dog. So lengthening the spine, let your arms be long, extending out from your shoulders, and let your head fall between your arms. Your hips come back towards the back wall. So feel that release and stretch along the back body, from your tailbone all the way to your crown. Nice big breath in, long exhale out. Inhale, feel a stretch along the armpits, right through the hip area, side body, and slowly make the way up to the back of the chair. Give yourself a shake out from one side and then the other. And now we'll begin to move the hip area. So let's take the right foot or the outside foot up and make some circles with the hips. So focusing on the joints as much as anything today, more so than a lot of strengthening. And then the opposite direction. And then release that down and we'll change it to the other side. So bend that inside knee for me and then rotate the hip clockwise. And in the opposite way. Good. And then move your hips from side to side. And what you can do now is take your outside foot away from your hip, and your same arm can come on your hip or on the chair or come to a cactus. Release that and we'll do the same on the other side. So just for a few moments, take the other leg out. Maybe place the hand on the hip or on the shoulder, or bring your arm into a 90-degree angle or cactus. Breathe in here, exhale out, and then sway your hips from side to side. All right, so we're gonna just come to sit on the chair again now. So this is a short session on just moving your joints and getting stronger every day as you start to heal. So I wish you great day and good healing. Take care and I will see you soon. Bye for now. Namaste.